Distance is king. It's super important. Any martial arts instructor worth their salt will tell you how important distance is. I think some of them run out of talent when they try and teach you how to manage distance, but that's a different conversation. Then what becomes important when you meet, or when you strike, or when you cover, or when you cover a dagger strike, is a combination of everything. It's visual, it's feeling what you're doing, it's feeling what they're doing, it's familiar positions, familiar responses, based on high success outcomes. So we had a question around something that I talk about quite a lot, which is something being distance driven, okay? I often sort of say distance is driven as one of the sort of primary indicators as to actions, okay? I often say this action is open because it's distance driven. And the question was around, what do I mean when I say that, okay? So we'll talk about that now. We'll use the first and second plays of Jocko Largo just because we've just done a video on those, so they're in our mind, but also because visually it's quite an easy way to describe what's going on. Okay, so first and second plays, you will use this as a sort of setup to talk about this, okay? So John's cutting at me, and I've counter-cut, or however we've met in this Ingresada, okay? We've done lots of videos on this, okay? So am I feeling what's going on at this point? The answer is yes, a little bit, okay? But the predominant driver to my decision-making process is, for me, where we started, okay? That's a predominant driver, because if I'm waiting until we meet, okay, and I'm using this position as the sole basis for all of my decision-making process, I'm not going to be as quick at executing these things as I need to be, okay? Remember, he's trying to hurt me, he's going to be unpredictable. I don't want to be a purely reactive fighter, okay? You have to use everything in your toolbox, in your toolkit, to try and not be too reactive, okay? Because you will never keep up. If I'm purely reactive and he's purely active the whole time, eventually my speed of thought is not going to be as quick as his, okay? Because he's the active one. So when I say distance driven, what do I mean? Well, okay, so, and that's important. So when I say distance driven, what do I mean, okay? Well, if I'm right out here and John cuts at me and I throw in this cover, we're going to meet punter to punter, and I know we're going to meet up here because of distance, okay? Unless he absolutely lunges right in which case I'll deal with that. So when I say distance driven, what do I actually mean, okay? What I mean is, if I'm starting out here and we are just cutting normally, John's just cutting normally at me, I know I'm going to meet punter to punter, left foot forward, Jocko Largo, everything nice and clean, and I know this is where we're going to meet, okay? I know that pretty much in advance, okay? It doesn't always work like that. He may come in a bit quicker, a bit more aggressive, in which case that's just martial arts and I'll deal with it. But again, I'm trying to find the upper hand. Distance gives me this cover. Okay, in which case, there's a play, whatever, okay? If we are literally 6 inches closer, not even that, and we both cut, I've got Metzer to Metzer crossing, okay? So I've got different plays to use, okay? I can access different plays because the crossing has changed, and what's given that is predominantly distance, okay? And again, if John absolutely steams in, well then, yeah, I've got strong to strong now, okay? Which gives me completely different set of plays, okay? But the key is, because I'm managing distance, I'm pretty sure where we're going to make the cover, okay? Again, it will fail, of course it will fail, things will be unpredictable, but when we meet in Ingresada, there's a whole bunch of extra stuff that's now going to go on. So I've already given myself the upper hand by thinking, right, I'm going to play with distance, I want to keep John out here, okay? I want to keep him out here, so I'm going to use my distance. If I have to move back a little bit, I will, okay? I'm managing distance to make the cover more predictable. Once we've met in Ingresada, is feeling important now? The answer is yes, absolutely feeling is more important. There's a bit of a debate in some circles around, at this stage, what's more important? Distance, visual, or feeling what's going on? The answer is, it's all three, okay? Again, we're using everything in our toolbox, okay? Practice tells you, when we've made this cover, practice tells me what's open. Instantly, as soon as I land, I can feel if he's really pushing down on that. If he's really pushing down on it, I'm gonna let it fold, okay? It's a very, very minor, very brief thing. It's also combined with visual as well. You can't see this very well, but if I'm off to John's right, okay, visually, I've got a massive opening, okay? So I'm thinking, through my eyes, I've got a target. If that's combined with pressure, well then I know that target's not on anymore. Okay, so if I thrust now, he's going to put it aside. So it's visual and it's feeling. The last thing as well, and I touched on this in that longer video I did on these two plays earlier in the year when I was solo. there's something called a kinesthetic awareness, okay? Kinesthetic awareness is your body's ability to know where your limbs and stuff are without actually being able to see them. It's a bit more complicated than that, but it's really super important, and you get this from practice, okay? I know when I land, okay, where my arms normally are. I like to do this cover very low. We've just done a video where we talk about lots of different ways to access these plays, but I like to come low. So I know, 9 times out of 10, I know where my arms finish this action, this cover. So I know if they're low, okay, I can feel that I've got my arms bent, I can send the thrust in. Okay, so it's not just about feeling what he's doing, it's also understanding my own body and my own positioning, okay, and visually understanding that too. Using the same example, coming from low, if I come right offline with that, okay, I'm combining all three. Visually, I've got a massive target. John's giving me no pressure, and my arms are here in a predictable way that I do time and time again when I practice this play. What happens then? The outcome is my brain thinks, yeah, that play is on, so that's the play I'll go for. That's the play I'll go for, okay? And if the play fails, then I'll do another play, and exactly as Fiore tells me, I'll remedy until something happens, okay? So the answer to the question is, distance is king. It's super important. Any martial arts instructor worth their salt will tell you how important distance is. I think some of them run out of talent when they try and teach you how to manage distance, but that's a different conversation. Then what becomes important when you meet, or when you strike, or when you cover, or when you cover a dagger strike, is a combination of everything. It's visual, it's feeling what you're doing, it's feeling what they're doing, it's familiar positions, familiar responses, based on high success outcomes. That's what our training gives us, okay? Now, if John sticks his mask on, we can apply this same principle to everything, okay? There's completely limitless, okay? But effectively, I'm using the same principle all the time. I may do the same cover, but he may come a bit deeper, okay? So I'll come from low, he comes a bit deeper. That's absolutely fine. I've got plays from there, okay? What's given me that? Well, I've tried to start at the right distance, but he's fucked that up. So I'm here, okay, fine. Kinesthetic awareness, visual, I can see the point is forward, training, play, yeah? Same principle all the time. No matter what happens, that's how you access remedy. That's how you access plays. All of those things together. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you to John, and until the next one.